Welcome to What Are You Drinking Now here at the office, episode
31, guys.
So, just in case you're wondering, we did not kick the J-Man out. This is not a new person. We thought about it because he's developed this bad smoking habit, but this is actually Josh. He just got a haircut and shave. He does look like a different person. His own mother barely recognized him, and she's blind. So...
Oh, snap. Oh.
But she did recognize him before his father did. Okay, yeah. So Josh, actually, I'm going to turn it over to him for just a second because he does have something he would like to say, and it's a personal note. So.
Absolutely. So, a few years ago, my sister passed, but my late sister would have been 51 today, so everything we're drinking right here, right now, she'd be here right with us, and probably telling us how we're doing it wrong. Sonia, love you. She would be 51 today. These drinks are for you.
Cheers.
Cheers to that one.
Yeah, cheers.
So I'm hoping that she would be giving you a hard time about smoking too. Anyway, moving on. My palate cleanser is the Catawba Clear Run. Is that what Clear Run?
It's called Clear Ridge.
Clear Ridge. I apologize, Catawba. I normally have the can out here and I completely forgot it, spaced it. So it's Clear Ridge. Dual blue, light blue, dark blue can. Kind of, some people say it's a Carolina versus Duke thing going on there. I don't want to get into all that. But it's a nice little IPA, light, crisp.
Oh, Clear Ridge is great. Clear Ridge is great.
What do you got going on for your palate cleanser?
I've got they've got a little bit left. That's the Dragon's Breath cider.
Oh yeah, you're back on that again. You like that?
I love this cider. I can't tell you the brewery it comes from or the cider it comes from off the top of my head.
Josh often has that for his breakfast cider.
Yeah, breakfast cider. It's a thing on the weekends, you know. You're not ready for a beer, but your head hurts.
Yeah.
So you have a breakfast cider. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
No. What do you got going on there for your palate cleanser, Nick?
I've touched back to the 75-minute. I know
we just got that back in today.
Got it back in. They got that Maple Leafer up there. This is a really good beer. I think I like this copper tone, and like I said, that the residuals from the maple, the way the maple breaks down, it's a really pleasant feel.
I'm wondering if this is a new brew of it.
Did they change the label on that?
I was curious.
The label looks a tad different.
The advertisement suggested that there was some sort of updating when we originally looked in, and that was why I was curious to see, is this a fresh batch? Let me see if I see a born on date or anything. Once again, Dogfish Head. These guys gave us a nice nod earlier in the year, and so when we said, hey guys, if you're in this chat group, there's a good chance you're talking with actual brewers and crafters. Dogfish Head, for example, is one of them that's tuned in. Lost Coast. These guys have been tuning in, touching base, both with the Twitch and on the YouTube. So all comments, subscriptions are equally applicable. So I'm just going to say cheers. Cheers to Josh Assist. Cheers to these guys. And cheers to 2020, our first episode of the new year.
Yeah, first episode of the new year. Can't forget that one.
Excellent. So why don't we go ahead and start with Nick tonight, because I know no matter what he picked, it's got to be a lighter version of something that Josh picked.
I love it. At this point, I've actually at this point, I've actually kind of like forgotten what I chose, which is, in one of these senses, I made myself do a blind tasting. And so, Rob, you slightly reminded me, because I did go off course a little bit. I've been known as the IPA guy here. So I wanted to step aside and try something different that struck my fancy. We work at a coffee shop here, not just wine and beer. And so I grabbed a Sycamore Beach Shack Blonde, okay? It's a blonde ale with coffee and vanilla. Pretty nifty can. I'm digging this label. It just has this nice retro banded color look. Kind of almost looks like a can label that inspired... I don't know. It bears some similarity to the Coastal Love.
Yeah, but Coastal Love is an IPA.
It's totally different beer.
But that does have that kind of 50s, 60s
the retro. Yeah.
So I think they're definitely looking to us at the coast here with this. It's a little nod. to the coast, I believe.
Which is hilarious because nothing on the island looks like that.
No, and again,
Well,
this is
the
Sycamore.
coast, if you look back at like Myrtle Beach in the 50s and stuff,
Sycamore's
it's
of
got a
Charlotte,
kind of retro type.
Fair enough.
and this is I believe I saw 6 Point before, but I'm just gonna double check.
I think we did look at it and it was 6.
Oh, it's right in this little thing here. Oh boy. Let's get pouring it. Oh, 6.0 there at the bottom. Here, Josh, let me see your glass.
If anyone has like good eyes, they're more than welcome to join us for the podcast.
Yeah, we need somebody to read these cans for us, because honestly, it's a strain. While I'm drinking to read. That's how
So-
you guys must feel with these comment boards.
So it's a blonde.
Does that look blonde to you?
Pretty copper looking.
Yeah. What was my first comment about
But
that
that's-
75-minute?
That's got to be some of the coffee in there, right?
Probably. Yeah. Tell me if you guys get a coffee tan in or anything.
Judging from the smell, I'd say it might be more on the malt.
It's supposed to be like single sourced coffee and all that, like small. They didn't even call them, what we call the big haciendas, the plantations. They called them, oh god, there's some language on here you guys gotta hear.
So,
Crafted with a variety of the finest hand-selected coffee, micro lots, and vanilla beans chosen by our own choice roaster. So when they say micro lots, they mean like small batch, really unique coffee. So
I get that little bit of coffee on the nose, but not a lot.
yeah, right there at the back end.
But lots of honey.
And I can't hold on to the coffee smell. It's
No,
like it hits me and goes away.
Enough to like register, but vanilla and honey
I do, yeah.
pop out. Honey comes out more than the vanilla almost to me.
That's really interesting because I really wanted to get a lot of coffee out of this, but it's not unpleasant on the nose.
But
I'm
it
waiting to
also
try it.
it has a rich malt tone, like a malt, like just a malted barley like richness to the nose.
I don't know.
Coffee comes through on the palate though.
I wanted to let all of our viewers know I recently went back into my Untapped, and I'll be trying to keep a good track on what we enjoy here as it comes up
I need to
through
try
the
that.
Untapped.
We're waiting on you to try that
Yeah.
because that's gonna be.
Yeah, I just need you to try it, and then we can talk about this because that flavor is very interesting.
This is one of the more unique beers I've tried in a while.
That tastes.
It kind of stopped all three of us right in our tracks.
That tastes like a sweet frappe beer.
I mean, it's
It says vanilla. I felt like I was tasting a little bit of chocolatey, but you know, coffee
caramel
and
caramel
chocolate
is like
just-
ripping out of this.
Mhm.
The caramel's smacking me in the face. But
Mhm.
the coffee's there too.
and
This is-
vanilla. The vanilla is definitely there. It's kind of got almost like a wine barrel, whiskey barrel finish with the vanilla.
Yeah.
So the coffee is definitely coming out on the palate,
Right away, right up front. You know, we talk about fruity beers being fruit forward. This is like coffee
but,
forward.
but I'm not getting hops.
This tastes like a coffee drink.
Yeah, and the malt feels really flat and sugary next to the coffee. Not in a bad way, but it's not getting spiced by hops. It's not drawing out all these extra tones. It's almost muting tones next to the coffee.
It tastes. I agree with Josh. It tastes like a coffee beer.
This tastes like a coffee
How much
drink.
caffeine do you think is in this? Like seriously,
I don't know, but I mean this is definitely a unique beer.
I thought I poured beer at first too.
I'm very curious how they made this.
There's not much head, just a little bit of lace, and I'm noticing the bubbles are very slow. Guys, is this a blonde ale or is this a blonde stout?
It's definitely a blonde ale.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not stout.
Okay.
No, this
We've had enough
I
blonde
wouldn't
stouts
say
this year.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say that it's not thick enough on the palate to be
Okay.
a stout. And it's not
Oh, we got a 6-2.
But I will tell you, like, this is one of the most interesting beers well, it's definitely the most interesting beer I've tried this year.
It's very unique. I thought it was just going to be lost in the sauce and kind of like all. I drank Teleporter last night. Great beer. That
This
has an
is-
incredible tannic to it
Mhm.
from the unknown.
Oh, yeah.
So, like literally across the street. This does not have the tannic of the coffee. Just
This-
like that drip morning coffee.
This tastes like the watered down remnants of a coffee drink, but in a good way.
Yeah, I mean,
like in the best way possible.
it's got a sweetness to it that you're getting from the vanilla, the sugar, it's very different, and I like different. When it comes to beer, when you're drinking, 10 beers and 9 of them are the same flavor profile, I want something different. I like different.
This sticks out like crazy. This is I don't.
This is let me tell you how different this is. This is actually one of those beers that I personally don't mind if we don't sell. I mean, if nobody comes in
Like,
and
we
buys
want
it,
to make our money, but this is fun to drink.
if nobody comes in and buys it, guess who's buying it?
Oh yeah.
Because this is different.
Is
Is it a like spectacular award-winning beer? Probably not.
No.
But it is so different to me, and I could probably drink 2 or 3 of these.
Maybe within category. If we had a coffee ale category, then maybe this would be, on the podium.
I'll tell you what though, with the name of this beer, this tastes like everything I've seen someone that was going to the beach was gonna order from a coffee shop.
Yeah. Excuse me here, but this is what I was getting on. This tastes like our office mocha.
There's definitely caramel coming through on that coffee.
And the fudginess of it until you hit the vanilla.
There's that
just-
note of white chocolate.
Yeah.
We need to ask them if they've taken our recipe for our coffee, our signature coffee drink.
They've been watching.
This is this is
Sycamore, we hope you're watching.
This is the coolest beer I've had in a long time. Like, and just unapologetically, this is a cool beer. Like,
I definitely dig that. I definitely dig that. That's one. What we got? It's a $4 price point. $4 price point. That's typical for Sycamore. We did Sycamore their
That's a full
special-
pint.
We did their special brownies a couple weeks ago, didn't we?
Yeah.
Sure did.
And they were another $4 can. We really liked that one too.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Like, if you haven't had that, you need to try that.
Yeah,
that is. No matter what you hear us say, like that is an experience.
Yeah, I'm right there.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
This is like coming from Mr. IPA over here. You gotta switch it up sometimes.
All right. So speaking of switching it up, so
All right.
Josh pulled another of the big boys that came in today.
Oh yeah.
This one is going to
It is
be.
doing it. You switched. You pulled a reverse out.
Yeah, this one is got me scared.
Oh yeah. So.
Mind if I? Yeah. Go ahead and do that. I'll show them later.
Ooh, 4.3 out of 5.6.
See, I agree with Nick. I had a 6.
Josh, yeah, he was ripping like 6+ there.
Oh.
People
God.
hear us, they get a little confused. We'll tell you the ABV, but when you hear us talking about these point scores, it's just the belch factor.
All right, Nick, if you can pass me a glass, I'll go ahead and start pouring.
Oh, dude, I just popped like a 4.2.
Oh, look at that. It was like dirty.
God, that's black.
Isn't that
Oh,
offensive?
wait, I'm sorry, I take it back. We brought up religion 2 episodes in a row.
I don't even.
We're
I have nothing to say.
Lockdown of Hammond.
All right. So this is the
Whoa.
Wicked Weed.
This is the Wicked Weed Dark Age Bourbon Barrel Aged Imperial Stout. This is
Give
ridiculous.
Give them the ABV on this, Josh.
The ABV on this is, what is it? 13.9%. So.
I would
They-
like to
they-
notify the local authorities I am not driving home tonight.
12.9 ounce bottle.
This is a 12.7.
12.7.
So it's a European-sized bottle. But no, this is
Let's
It's
get
actually a
this
really
down
fun
the-
bottle, actually.
yeah.
Put
Let's
the-
go ahead
here,
and get
I'll-
that label up there on the
Nick-
screen.
And I like the artwork wraps around. It kind of wraps around the whole bottle there.
The first thing I'd say, this is a beautiful
Yeah, the
bottle
license
of beer.
is cool.
Like
I'll
it,
show them the words and then we'll-
all the colors are dark and mysterious and
This thing's
ambiguous about
difficult
it.
to
So
see, so I'm gonna try to get that right up.
the label itself just matches the name of the beer.
Yeah,
so
this-
you
this
have like this is
Dark
this-
Ages.
Yeah, this is a beautiful beer. Just from opening the
Whoa.
bottle.
What I was trying to get you guys
Oh,
to see
God.
is on this label. Do you guys remember the Led Zeppelin 4 label with like the old guy holding the lantern?
Oh yeah.
There's like some kind of like goblin knight with wings on a white stallion holding a lantern, and he's approaching this hole
Can
This
I have
hill.
it? He's having
That's a sword right
with
there.
a giant
That's a-
sword going right next to
a
what would
helmet.
you call that?
That's a
Not
helmet.
It looks like it's out of. Do you guys remember that Val Kilmer one back in the day with the little short the Willow? This looks like the beasts out of Willow, man.
It looks to me like the heavy metal magazines if you just color
Yeah,
it dark.
heavy metal,
Man, the nose on that.
like Fire and Ice, like all that stuff.
That nose right there has me scared to take a taste.
The nose on this is extraordinarily boozy and bourbony and
But also spice, not like hot pepper spicy, but like vanilla spice. Like,
it smells like American oak that's been soaked with bourbon.
cardamom. I'm also catching like
And this is what happens when I pick a beer for us at the.
I'm gonna tell you right from the beginning without tasting it.
carob.
This has
Smell
me.
carob.
This has me. The nose has me scared enough that I'm automatically against it in flavor before I even had it.
Okay, it's a challenger. I will say I'm not gonna say I'm against it. This is a challenger on the nose for me. It definitely. This is one of those that says, "Look out, Nick." Hopefully, this is all you're having of this.
Yeah, because this is not one that you want to.
I mentioned my sensitivities last week with the Petch. One of my others, of course, when we've talked about this when we get into deep reds, and why you'll see Nick do just really small samples. Also, sensitivity to trees. So I'll just beware as I do this.
All right, here we go.
Oh yeah. Don't let that nose fool you. Get a couple whiffs and then just pucker up and go in.
That is a far different palate.
There's a
than I was
sweetness that comes forward on the palate that really is inviting. The texture on this beer is really nice. The whiskey bourbon barrel notes hit you on the side of your palate. Not too cloying. Nice finish. Technically dry finish.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you on the fact that the whiskey bourbon barrel hit you on the side of the palate.
That is up front.
That hit me full.
Maybe that's the sweet cherries I was tasting.
That hit me full face, and all I could taste was I don't even know what whiskey bourbon barrels they used.
Old granddad's.
But all I'm tasting is Jim Beam from 1990 when I was a senior in high school.
I'm in the same place. I'm getting old
I'm not
granddad's
gonna lie.
orange label from freshman year of college.
It does have that Gene Bim.
Gene Bim.
Gene
Yeah,
Bimmer.
Gene Bim. Gene Bim. Yeah.
That's all right. It's a beer show, anyways.
This is one of the reasons I stopped drinking liquor. Was
We hit on two of the big trends this year: coffee,
Gene Bim.
coffee and beer, and beer aged in barrels. Right. This is the two big trends of this year
That's
that
right,
really
that's right.
jumped out. And we talked about the whole blonde stout thing earlier, but. So are they doing it? Is this
That's
another
actually got
happy
bourbon.
expression,
that's got whiskey bourbon going down.
Is
too.
this authentic?
This is no joke. This beer is no joke.
So this is called Wicked Wheat Dark Ages Bourbon Barrel Imperial Stout.
Yeah, this is
All right, so here's my problem with this. I mean, I know that the people are going to like it that like these high ABVs, like these whiskey barrel aged stuff, bourbon barrel aged stuff. For me, this is not a go-to for me.
this is an aggressive beer.
This is very aggressive. I don't get stout from it. I mean, the color obviously is stout. The thickness is obviously stout.
Yeah.
But I'm getting whiskey or bourbon, and that's all.
It's a
I'm with Rob.
bourbon barrel stout. I gotta say, like, it definitely is a stout. It's just, it's an aggressive bourbon
Now-
barrel aged stout.
So let me
Ooh,
let me
that was painful.
you know, like I said, this is going to be to the people who like the high ABV stuff because there is that sweetness, that caramel sweetness when you hit that certain point with the ABV, and it just turns into the sugars and so forth. But there's an overwhelming,
I feel like I'm
Whiskey
drinking whiskey in the form of beer.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's the burn going down.
It tastes like it
Feel
tastes like
whiskey headed right now.
it
I'm gonna
tastes
be
like an
honest.
Irish car bomb. It reminds me of what an
Okay.
Irish car bomb tastes like.
Yeah, or if you like did an Irish car bomb and you're like,
yeah.
fill my, fill my glass
If you did an
back up.
Irish car bomb, when you're chugging that thing, this is what this tastes like.
Well,
You
probably,
drop that.
actually,
You
if you
drop
drop
that
the
Yeah,
shot
Bailey's
in there.
that
and-
Jameson in
yeah.
there. And
So one
again,
shot
this-
would be equal to one beer if you're doing like a high percentage stout. Yeah, that's actually about the percentage rate.
Yeah,
what we're
and
talking about. So
This is basically drinking a car bomb.
how dry do you think they had these barrels before they dumped the beer in it?
Not dry. This is wet.
Some devil's cut in there.
There's some leftover something in here.
I
This
would be
is-
very interested to find out what bourbon they used. Does it say on the bottle?
It's gotta be Kentucky. We know this. So it could only be of a certain handful, especially if they're then trading the barrels out of state. Okay.
Humanity's path out of this dark age is one without end. This path carries us from the mystical to the
Old
measurable,
Crow.
from the magical to the mathematical, and serves as a meandering tale of progress from madness to method.
It's great, dude.
By the way, whoever wrote this,
Lot
good
of M's.
effing job. Dark Age Imperial Stout emerges from the whiskey barrel. Its dark malt complexity is smooth sweetness softened by its
Whoa.
evolution. In the
So
oak,
that one was
a
challenging.
living
too big.
testament to the marriage of method
It's
and
a
mystery. Yeah, so it doesn't say.
Can you imagine?
I just tried to take like a swallow, and I just got my butt whooped. I was winking
Can
and
you imagine the reveal party at the Wicked Weed Brewery or the
Where everyone's just drinking.
They gotta
the-
be pros.
the
I mean,
everyone's drinking the stuff back to back, and
Oh
everyone's
my
hammered.
God.
do they pad the walls or what?
Oh Lord, this
You-
is.
I mean, you put beer drinkers
So
on this.
I never actually tasted Malice. That's a beer they offer, and I wonder like how close this gets to like
This-
those.
This
series.
literally, like, if I gave this to you without you knowing what it was,
I would
this
think you
would
didn't
taste-
like me.
This would taste like the emotion of malice. Like, if I was intentionally. It tastes really good, but if I gave this to you and you did not know what I was handing you.
Yeah, but like you're mad at me, or you're giving me a challenge for something good. Like
So-
I gotta learn something I don't know yet.
Here's how
Right.
strong. Here's how strong this is.
we are
pumped.
drunk.
With him smoking, he's still getting all the flavors.
Well, and you know. Yeah, by the way,
That was for you, Ken. I know you're watching.
subscribe, like, and comment, and feel free to comment on
You guys
that.
have to point at the camera, not the computer.
No, I was pointing at you.
Ken, I know you're watching. That was for you. You asked for it. I got you.
Yeah, I've never tasted the Malice from them, but I'd be curious now after this.
I'm tasting malice from them right now.
And I'm thinking what Josh is
there
saying.
is
like,
malevolent intent with this beer almost.
I don't know about
That
malevolent.
may be the whole idea
It's
of it.
dark. If you open this in front of your friends and
Ah.
share this, it's almost like you're trying to get their attention. Hey, like, I need your attention. There's something I'm trying to tell you.
It's like you want to put your whole middle finger up, but you
Trying.
just can't pull it all the way up, so it's just numb.
Well, there was a, why did we drink whiskey in college or brewery or whatever? We used to like deliver bad news with a bottle of bourbon. That was like the way we do it.
Well, I mean, that's a
You
great way to
said
do
you
it.
said
That
you took
is-
a big enough.
And it
was
like,
too
what?
much.
I was like,
Ugh.
Yeah, that just got me. That just got me.
it got me into
That's,
sour tones, and so nipping. I stay on the sweet, I stay on the spice. The bourbon's fun. If I go big, and guys, I just like Rob mentioned earlier, I stopped drinking liquor a while ago because
Ooh.
I was too good at it. And so I'm trying to find the balance with this, and I
That
don't
is-
know if there really is. A
There is
balance
no
with
balance.
this.
That is not a balanced beer.
No.
That is a straight up, in your face, unapologetic bourbon barrel aged beer. There's no balance to that beer. It's delicious, but it is not balanced.
I'm
There's a nuttiness.
almost regretting going to wine right now.
There's a nuttiness. Well, at least you got the one line that can follow this up.
Hey,
God, imagine if
hey.
we had a white line behind that. You mean what wine?
Right now, I'm like, okay, all right. All
It's
right,
an
we'll,
intense beer, guys.
we'll come back and talk about that.
Matt, are you running your Uber? Come on, man. We need your
We'll
help.
talk about that on the review. Okay, so
Sorry, guys.
That's right up there with the agave.
Wait, is
It
this,
really
where,
is.
is this where I say sorry, not sorry?
The intensity of that, honestly, the last thing I had that reminded me of that intensity was the agave
Oh, the
tequila.
Masagave. The Masagave.
Yeah.
No, wait a minute. The Masagave or the tequila barrel age that we did last year?
Oh God, now I'm mixing it up. I think I was thinking of the Masagave.
Because I think everybody
maybe I'm
liked the
merging them.
Masagave because it had just the slight.
It was a ghost.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
an Imperial
Yeah,
Ghost.
the Masagave
Founders
was like one
somewhere.
of my favorite beers of all time. You know.
Great
Right.
label, too.
So we're gonna try to move on here.
Yeah. And then he breaks out a
I got.
giant
All I
chewy
gotta say is I've
cab.
got a warm feeling all over right now.
Yeah.
And woo!
You talk crap about my nose, but you know what will kill that faster than anything? A buzz.
Okay, so we're going to try the Castoro Cellars. Castoro Cellars.
You're doing great, Rob. Just
Casa-
keep it up.
Casa Robles. This is a Cab Sauvignon. This is estate grown, so this is single vineyard. Little interesting note: Castoro is Italian for beaver,
Beaver spots.
which the winemaker Beaver Castoro. He's from Italy. His nickname was Castoro growing up. Why they call him Beaver, I don't know. They don't get into that. However, that's
Does he
what
have big front teeth?
I have no
I was
idea.
gonna say there's really only two ways to get
I
there.
have no idea.
Did he?
You either
favor-
look like
did
a
he-
beaver or you hunt beaver.
Did he favor a hard piece of wood?
You should probably write the winery and ask them.
Fair enough.
They're
Calls for
Right
a palate
there.
cleanse.
hey, look, they even have their phone number on there. It's 888 damn fine.
Cold
D-A-
beaver.
D-A-M, not D-A-M-N.
Are you sure that's the winery or is that just a phone
No,
number they put on the side of the bottle?
CastoroCellars.com 888 damn D-A-M fine.
I
Oh.
still want to know who picks that up. I mean, I don't think it's the winery.
We may find out after that bourbon barrel aged.
Utmost
Stout.
respect to the people that have that phone number.
So
You know, there's the winemaker's assistant, and then
So-
there's like that girl who's always hanging out with the winemaker.
I do want to apologize to Castoro Cellars right now because unfortunately you're following the Wicked Weed Dark Age, and that has actually gotten us all three a little loopy.
I want to admit that thing had a buzz that hit me quick.
Okay,
None
so,
of us are going to argue with that one.
oh, nice nose.
That is thick. Look at the
Nice.
body.
That's actually a beautiful nose.
Nice nose. Okay, so
You guys are talking about the nose. I can't even get it there. I'm just mystified with
there's
the
a little
color
bit
of
of
this.
heat. There's a little bit of heat.
It's reflecting my computer screen. It's so dark.
There's a little bit of heat that's letting me know that there is a decent amount of alcohol still.
Guys, I can't even see the light bulbs through
Yeah,
this thing.
it's definitely dark.
There's like zero meniscus too.
Oh no! I can see meniscus right here.
Climbing all the
You
way
just
up.
you just gotta look at it right angle.
No, but
Oh, it's
How-
hanging
how
on
hot
to the
is
glass
this
for
one?
sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh, that's like a rubber band, dude. And the legs are tight. No skirt on these legs, baby.
I'm gonna tell you the nose on here.
That just tells me there's plenty. of
There's a
booze.
little heat on there. I'm getting the alcohol coming through.
It's gotta be a 14er.
But I'm getting deep, dark raspberry, cherry,
Oh,
then
yeah.
vanilla in there.
Well, definitely the vanilla and raspberry cherry. I 100% agree. Plum skin.
Okay. So
Ooh, I get nervous when you say that.
So I'm going towards what I think we're both going towards is like a red fruit.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, deep dark red fruit.
Like a red plum, not the.
There's blackberry
plum.
there too, but it's subdued.
He said plum skin. He didn't say plummy. And actually,
Well,
you know, I said I'm nervous when he
because-
says that, but I like actually his clarification.
That skin,
In
saying
fact-
plum skin to me denotes that you're talking about more dryness.
I'm talking about the actual, like, when you grab a plum, if you smell a plum before you bite into it.
Oh yeah,
You know, like that's the smell I'm going for with that one.
like a nice
But
russet.
yeah, but the dryness
Make
is
sure-
definitely an aspect.
Make sure you swirl this and get the air in there, because that's
Actually,
where-
I did something I
But the
don't
vanilla
normally
really
do.
comes out when you do that.
I went into this wine just based on these guys talking, and I tried to just take a sip. I didn't follow my steps, and while that first sip was pleasant, I feel like I didn't quite get it right. And I think Rob's right. Is
After
You wanna
you're-
give this
you're
a
gonna- You're gonna
swirl.
need a few. You're gonna need a few sips after that.
I will say one thing I do get on this one is a little bit of raw leather.
On the palate or the nose?
No,
Actually-
it's like
actually,
raw
even that
leather.
first sip is giving me
unrefined, like not smooth leather. Like
yeah, like rawhide. Like, what are you gonna do? Tan it, stamp
I'm
it?
talking about there's like
Boss
hair,
it.
there's like little pieces of it sticking up and everything. I get like a little bit of, just not like a lot, but just a hair of the raw leather aspect.
Like when you got the hide on the side and suede on the other.
Okay, when pulling air through the taste,
I like that. I'm gonna do.
definitely got the alcohol again. That hit me.
It's gotta
right
be a
at the top of-
14er, right?
That hit me right at the top of the palate.
The tannins are showing up.
Big tannins.
Yo, this is a teeth
Hills
sucker.
Oudson.
Yeah. I'm already starting to lick the front teeth.
Unapologetically, this is a teeth sucker.
That's what I was gonna say. This wants me to aerate this through my teeth, almost. Like trap a little sip on the front of your palate, and then just pull right through those spaces in your teeth. And as you pull that air back, let parts of that wine trickle around your palate.
But I'm getting a ton of leather on the palate too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just straight.
It's kind of like right there.
There's a hotness, a tartness to it, but it fades so fast.
Yeah,
it's
it
not
aerosolizes
unpleasant. It just peaks up
Oh,
the
yeah.
way that like a nice steak sauce would accentuate food.
I'm tasting the smell that I think a cowboy would smell like. That's
No.
Guys, well, I'm just gonna say it's steak. Like, just
Yeah.
give me a steak with
Gi-
this.
give me
Like,
ribeye.
skip the potatoes,
Give me ribeye.
skip the sauce, skip the mushrooms.
I think Mr. Not ribeye, but give me prime rib. I think Mr. P's actually does have a corkage fee. I might take a bottle of this and pay the corkage fee.
At 18, I'd pay a quarter
What,
fee.
what cut would you have with this?
I'm gonna have prime rib.
Prime rib?
Oh, yeah.
You want a fatty cut?
Yeah,
What's a
oh,
quarter
yeah.
fee? Like $5, like $10 tops.
I would pay it. I mean,
What cut would you have?
With this ribeye would please most people. However, I'm gonna go more lean. I'm not gonna go all the way to fillet, but I'd say like a strip would be
no,
nice. I'd like to have
you
nice.
need some fat in there.
Yeah, but that strip gives you that band. And so the other choice would be the porterhouse, where you basically have the fillet with the strip, whole with the bone.
Oh,
Yeah, both sides of the bone. I'd want that whole
You
T-bone.
know what else I would have with this? Just hit me.
What's the difference between a T-bone and a porterhouse? Quarter inch.
You know what else I'd have with this? This might sound weird. I'm gonna have beef stew.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Unapologetically great call.
Actually, put
right there.
the
man.
glass you from your last bottle that you don't finish.
But
Put
only,
that in the beef stew with it.
but only if you're making it from scratch.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
use
So, are
some
we getting?
fatty, like a little bit of fatty cuts
Are
right
we
there.
talking about beef bourguignon
Possibly, but
with a cat?
Sorry, I believe you said that wrong.
The way I
Oh, sorry. Beef Ernest Bourguignon.
No, Buff Bourguignon.
so the way I do a beef stew is I'll take my big fatty chunks of stewed beef.
Anytime I get a good Poseidon joke in there, you guys
that
love
have all the fat still on them.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
Throw them in the crock pot.
Oh.
Then chop up some carrots and some celery and
Once
some
you start
onions.
stewing it, I'll get back into
Throw
the
that
fattier
in there.
cuts.
Mirepoix right there. In
Right
there
there on
Oh,
top
my
of it.
God. Ooh.
And then throw a little red wine on top of it, and let that go.
Absolutely.
And then
no.
and then when it gets to where it's like starting to reduce, add some water, let it go for another couple hours.
Here's the best part. How are you going to eat this? Don't even give people utensils. They have to dip French bread.
I was just gonna say, I'm gonna put in a bowl. I'm gonna give you some French bread. I'll give you a spoon, but I'm gonna give you some French bread because you're gonna
Put the
sop.
toppings
You're
on
gonna
the
sop
French
up
bread.
most of it.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
This one
100%.
right here.
So, like I said though, skip the gravy.
100%,
This
that
is
is-
your gravy. This
Yeah,
is your
this
steak
one right here
sauce.
is
Mhm.
So it goes back to say that I love this. This is a big, bold red, and
It
I
is.
love everything
And
about
you
it.
guys both know how much I like big bold red.
Here's what I lo-
This is a
Here's
great,
what I like.
This is a great, big, bold red.
We just drank a totally confusing beer, and then like a
Nick
total
couldn't even
like
finish it.
challenging beer. A true story, actually. I'm
Oh, he couldn't finish
for the
the
good of
challenge.
humanity. I did not finish the Dark Ages. I'm still living in them. Think about that. Somebody's got to be agrarian. We just had like the state's most challenging beer. I don't even remember what it tastes like
That's a
after
great
drinking
call
this
on Dark
cat.
Ages, because that is this. I think right now that's going to be the state's most challenging beer to drink.
Percentage-wise, I'm pretty sure it is too.
So
It's a hard beer.
I'm probably pretty
it,
sure.
it keeps drawing us back in to talk about it. Let's keep on the wine.
I
sorry.
want
This
it
wine
because
is amazing, by the way, because the flavor profile, the leather is just reeking out of this
I
palate.
can't believe this is just an
The
18
fruit.
Okay,
comes
so-
out.
That's what's blowing my mind because this feels and tastes like a 20+ bottle,
So
What
but
are
it's
we talking-
California.
What are,
Price
what are we talking about the price point on this?
18.
18 under
That's-
$20.
Wait,
So-
you're telling me this is an $18 bottle?
So I'm gonna be upfront with you. I looked at
That's Paso Robles for you,
But-
bro.
here. That's exactly right. We're not looking at
We're
Napa.
out of Sonoma, you know.
We're not in Sonoma.
Uh-huh.
We're in Paso Robles, and we're doing a cab in Paso Robles.
It means Rocky Road. And by the way, yes, that's what Rocky Road ice cream is named after.
So here's the thing. Honest cards on the table with you guys. When I went to pull the wine tonight, I looked and I had Colomé in my hand. It's a fantastic Malbec, and we will probably see it in a couple weeks.
Oh, the Colomé. Oh, that is. Ooh.
But I picked this guy up. I looked at it. I've got a couple on the shelf. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it. Had it a couple weeks ago. Going through my mental Rolodex. I'm like, hey, I really remember that as being a good wine. And then I flipped it over and I'm like, $18.21 for Colomé. I'm like, all right, we'll go with the Castaro. I'm glad we did, because this to me, as much as I like Colomé, this is a great winter wine.
Which you recommended Colomé to me, and Colomé is great, but this is.
Well, have you tried the Colomé yet?
He
I
did.
have.
He
I was
actually.
going to say, because if you didn't, you'll get a chance this Wednesday.
That's right. It's on a wine tasting.
6 to 8 this Wednesday. And if you're watching live or you watch this on YouTube
If
before,
you haven't had
January
this wine,
8th.
if you haven't had this wine, you need to come try this wine. If he's giving it to you for free, you have to.
we're going to be
here.
trying the Colomé, not this cab. But we do still have some bottles of this.
This cab will probably show up on a wine tasting soon because I want more people to drink it. I've already decided.
I almost
Saturday-
want to convince Rob to keep this bottle at my wine bar for sampling only.
So Saturday, that won't happen. So Saturday, because
I would be sampling it all day.
It's gonna be on. So
I don't drink a lot of wine,
just
but when
so,
I do,
just so
it's
these
in
guys
little
know,
tiny
I
cups.
just decided Saturday I'm going to make some vegetable soup or some beef vegetable soup stew.
Nice. I
Yeah.
work an opener. I'll be ready.
I'm not, but as long as you have like a rich, fatty stew and not just like a.
You heard how I make it, right?
Oh yeah, no, yeah, absolutely.
So
But you want the fat. You want the beef fat to cut the tannins.
exactly.
Because
So
the tannins are strong with this one.
so I plan on playing
I
this
keep-
weekend, and I think I'll bring in a pot for us to try. You may have to come back
I get off-
just for a bowl.
you never have to tell me twice when it comes
A
to
single bowl.
getting
of
back
stew.
to enjoy a single bowl of stew.
Of stew. So yeah, okay. So
Keyword stew.
we just kind of let the
Where are we at? 3. We're going
Yeah,
over.
we're looking at going through a review.
All right.
So let's go ahead and review your beer.
2-minute drill. All right. Number 1, palate cleanser, 75 minutes. Stick with it. It's good. Beach Shack. That was my Beach Shack Blonde. Number 1. I don't know. It's kind of a strawberry blonde. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Think about the name a little bit, Sycamore, because you deceived me.
Copper?
You put the word blonde on there, and I was scared. Just call it an ale. Call it what it is. Because this thing is freaking amazing. But if it's actually a blonde stout and we're missing the thing,
It's not a blonde stout.
talk to us.
It's a blonde ale.
The coffee notes in there, by far, this year, one of the most coffee-centered coffee beers I've tasted. So if you're drinking a coffee beer because you like coffee, try the Sycamore Beach Blonde Ale. If you're a big Imperial beer fan, there's some options out there. Definitely give it a shot. You're gonna like the coffee flavors, but you know.
What's your
Thumbage?
thumbage on it?
You know, guys, I want to do like an 11 o'clocker. Like it's almost my total thumbs up. I want to see more link with the labeling, with the naming, to get me closer to that flavor. Because I gotta admit, all three of us were speechless when we tried it, and we're like, "What do you mean? Like, you didn't tell me this was in there." It's in the fine print with the coffee notes, but I gotta say, like, it's like upright this thumb with the simple name job.
All right. So I'm really surprised that Nick did that. Not even quite a thumb. But that goes to show that, we may like something, but as far as our rating systems, we do change it up and keep it
I've
real.
thrown some easy thumbs. I gotta be tough for 2020.
So here's the thing with this one for me. This was unique.
Yeah.
And I said it during the initial tasting. I like unique. I like the fact that I haven't tasted this any other time this year. I like the fact that like Nick said, all of the coffee beers this year, they have hit you in the face so hard with coffee and so hard with tannins and so hard with bitterness that you kind of lose the beer. But at the same time, this one is a coffee beer. You still get the beer in the coffee. It's rounded. It's not hitting you with bitterness. It's not hitting you with hops. It's different. It's unique. I truly like this beer. This is something I'm going to be telling people, hey, you got to check this out. 2 thumbs for me.
I will follow Rob to a degree with the fact that this is one of the most unique beers I've ever tasted. And I know you guys don't know me that well, but I have drank a lot of beer. I actually activated my Untapped account. You may judge me to a degree that I'm not comfortable with. But, again, this is one of the most unique beers I've ever had. I'm going to give it 1 thumb and 3/4. Because I don't believe it's perfect, but I believe it's one of the most unique things I've ever drank in my life. If I would ask for anything more from it, I would ask for more coffee or more booze. I would either want it to be stronger or more flavor.
See, I think that it hit the perfect balance. That's why. I mean,
the balance that it has is amazing, but with the beer they're going for,
I understand that. I do. I understand that.
and this is my completely objective, completely subjective opinion.
All right. So we're throwing you on the spot because it's your beer next, so you start off.
Okay, throw me on the spot with Dark Age. 1 thumb.
Shh. That's all you gotta say.
Yeah, so
We were doing fine on time, and then the Dark Ages hit.
There were 2 letters you heard me say. There are 2 more letters that I can't say in that word that I would express to describe this beer. This beer tastes great, but it's strong. It's very strong. Its flavor is very strong. 1 thumb up because it is a very well made beer. It is not the beer that I needed or wanted tonight.
All right, so saying that, I can go with Josh on the fact that this is not the beer I needed or wanted tonight. Here's the thing with this beer. This is a very specific beer. You have to be in the mindset for this beer. This is those of you who like a bourbon barrel aged beer, a high gravity beer. You like that style. You like the stout. You have to be prepared for it. We were not.
No, I didn't
At all. I truly like Wicked Weed's beers.
I just got 5 badges for this situation.
I truly like Wicked Weed's beers.
It's one of those ones. It's like it's just.
And I've had some of their bourbon barrel aged or barrel aged stuff before and liked them. This one's too much for me.
It's a very well made beer, but I can't.
This is like they snuck in on the ABC board. They snuck in putting bourbon in a beer bottle.
It's like a pipe bomb where you didn't want it.
I'm not a fan. As much as I like Wicked Weed, I'm sorry.
How many fingers?
Jeremy, I'm sorry. I'm still gonna link you guys, but I'm sorry. This
How many
one is
fingers?
not. I'm
A nub at least.
I'm giving it a quarter.
A nub.
This is not my beer.
When I looked this up on
Nick,
Untapped, they call it a Russian Imperial.
It tastes like a Russian.
I didn't get any stout. That's the problem. I got all bourbon.
And so I'm just gonna lead with that because, and yes, I'm checking this one in. My rating, honestly, it's like a 2.25. I had the bottle, and it's boozy. It's like pretty much what I have to say about it.
Just below half. Yeah.
So I'm very challenged by this beer. I'm very happy that my friend would open this and share this with me. Is it my first choice? I just don't know. It's a big price tag. It's something to celebrate, but I still feel like my friend is trying to talk about it.
We haven't even talked about
It's a
the price
$12
tag.
price tag.
We didn't mention that, did we?
It's a $12 price tag. So you have to. Well, if you're into the bourbon barrel aged stuff, you're going to be used to a higher end price tag.
Yeah, and $12 price tag's not going to scare you away from a bourbon barrel aged beer.
But this is bourbon. This isn't bourbon barrel aged to me. This is bourbon.
Just to
that's
touch
the
on
beer.
Rob's note, and I want to repeat ourselves, but I really gotta wonder how much bourbon was in those barrels when they put this beer in there.
It was not a dry barrel. It was a wet barrel.
And
Yeah,
so the beer may
very
have been 13%. Whatever's in that bottle, and this may be the best advertising I have to offer this thing. I have a feeling that stuff is even higher than 13%.
So they can be within, what is it, 0.4?
Yeah, and I think by volume in a 500 container, they can't put more than a 13.9.
Yeah.
in
Unless you're
Carolina,
from
so-
Indiana, then you
So-
can just say whatever the hell
Well,
you want.
that's true. Well, that remains to be seen. But I think they've got to go over state lines. They can be within 0.4 of their ABV. So I would venture a guess this is every bit of a 14.3.
I have a feeling that they kept
It's
it
not.
under the
It's not a weak beer.
They kept it under the 4, so 13.9 in a 500 milliliter. That's what you can sell in North Carolina. Otherwise, you're like selling
14.9.
Yeah,
15.
but
15 is
14.9 in a container. So because the total volume that adds in.
Like I said,
Yeah.
I'm going to link,
So I think we're
Wikipedia
hitting on what
these
they're
guys.
doing.
Like I said, I don't, don't count this as bad press. This is just not the beer for me. It is probably the most excellent beer for somebody who's in the bourbon barrel aged genre.
It's a
not- it's
delicious
not my genre.
beer. It's just not the beer that most people need to drink.
You didn't finish on our personal ratings. You did your
He did.
Untapped rating. No, he did his Untapped rating, but he didn't do our rating.
I think he did. Did he do a nub?
It's a 9 o'clocker. I'll drink it. Like I'll drink it.
Oh, that's a
I
nub.
didn't buy it, but
No,
I'll drink
there's a nub.
All right, so
it.
moving on to the cab. So we got the
I gave the 3.5 to the 75 in it.
we got the Castoro from Paso Robles. It's an Italian family making wine since 1983 in the United States. It's single vineyard. Excuse me. Single vineyard, and I think it's an excellent wine. $18 bottle. I'm a big fan of the big, bold, huge wines, red wines. This is right up my alley. This gets me 1 3/4 thumb. This is going to go with a big fatty piece of meat or a big fatty beef stew.
Yeah. We talk about those wines that are, oh, get this open before dinner. This will help you figure out what you want. This is going to convince you you've got the right piece of meat. And honestly, don't get so picky as we did. Just pop it open, make your steak, and enjoy life.
There you go.
Guys, I'm gonna do it.
Two thumbs.
From the land of steak, I like this wine. I know there's better wines, but price, availability, this is what's happening right now. This is a cool wine. Grab these bottles while you can.
That's right.
So, I'm going to agree with Nick.
Oh, it's brand new!
And I'm going to give it 2 thumbs up. Because last night, I did thaw out some pieces of filet mignon that I carved out from a tenderloin that I butchered recently. And I did sear it in brown butter.
The brown butter.
I like it. It's cooking in my style, too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So you always let the butter brown before you sear it.
Get the bubbles, you know.
But if we're gonna do a cooking podcast, we do that on the side. But it was European butter, so it was mostly
Some Plugra or?
yeah, Plugra.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah.
to keep you on track, we're running long.
God, we're almost up to the hour.
So to have this with what I ate last night would probably blow my mind, and I wouldn't be here today because I'd probably get back into cooking. But I didn't do that, and now I'm here. But this wine is amazing. This wine makes me want what I had last night for dinner with it. To have like a rich piece of meat with this, just that rich,
You need this
taste.
big fatty meat. Yep.
But even without that, this is a great tasting wine. I mean, it's a rich, tannic. I mean,
Yep.
Yeah.
Teeth sucker.
I love a good tooth sucker. Like I
That's why I
love
like Spanish Reds. Big
Spanish Reds are great, man. That
So
thick tannin.
To get this
you
in
got 2
Spanish,
thumbs up?
you'd be
2
paying
thumbs
24
up,
bottles.
100%, 2 thumbs
All right.
up. This wine.
excellent.
Happy New Year's, guys.
Yes.
So we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. We ran long again. I'm sorry. We just got caught up in a couple oddball things.
Eventually, we'll just agree this
But,
is an
hey,
hour-long
yeah,
show.
YouTube, you
but-
guys poop twice a day. You can watch us twice.
So that's too funny.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe below, all that good stuff.
Uh-huh. Both live and the YouTube.
We're on Twitch weekly.
As long as Rob can highlight the right thing.
What's the Twitch address?
The Twitch address is the Office Coffee and Wine.
That's our Twitch address. If you want to watch us
All
live,
lowercase. no
please
spaces.
watch us live because we can get some reactions from you while we're watching. Beyond that, we go to YouTube, and then we go to link on our Office Facebook page. So we'll see you next week. This is What Are You Drinking Now at the Office.
And so, like, comment, subscribe
And
below.
you guys have a good evening.